Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Let me see if I can mute myself.
Okay, good afternoon and welcome. Sorry we're a few minutes late. We were having some technical difficulties and I see several are still connecting. So I'll wait just a minute to let you get settled. Okay, looks like most people are settled. All right, welcome. This is showing 39 participants. So welcome. This is the Virtual Academy Elementary grades 3, 4, and 5 informational session. If you were not in yesterday's session, my name is Kara Daunt, and I am the VA coordinator for the VA program. I've been a teacher in Keller I've been a teacher in Royal Oak for about 19 years. I'm still at Keller. I'm doing part of the coordination for the VA program. If you're not aware, every elementary does have a coordinator, an RTI coordinator. So I'm assuming that role for the VA. So we have our 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade teachers with us. I put several items in the chat for you for future reference. The documents we used yesterday, a video of yesterday's overview, as well as the presentation, if you missed that yesterday. Oh, okay, I will fix that. Thank you, Kim Hunter. Nothing showing. Yes, I will resend. So there's 4 documents. The last one will be for you to put any unanswered questions you have after this informational session in that document. So I just ask you to mute while they present, and we'll take questions at the end. And we do need to end at, we said this was a 20 minutes, that we're going to end at 2:27. The teachers have some live sessions, and we're going to take them right up to as close as we can get to 2:30. So that will give us 20 minutes to talk, and if more time is needed, we'll figure that out going forward. So I'll introduce, Andrea, do you want to go first? Okay, Andrea Kirkwood, and I will let her do a short introduction and take over from here, and I'll add the items to the chat. Oh, yes, this is being recorded, so you're aware. Oh, you're on mute.
Thanks, Kara. Hi, I'm Andrea Kirkwood. I've been teaching in the district for, I'm still letting people in, by the way, so it'll take a few minutes. I have been teaching the district for 20 years, and I'm the 4-5, one of the 4-5 teacher. I'm the 4th, 5th teacher for the VA, and Allie's here with us too. She is the 3rd, 4th teacher for the VA. So what I'm going to do is hopefully help you get a bigger picture of the VA, the Virtual Academy, and I'm just going to walk you through a few things that I think as a parent. I am a parent of a 7th grader at ROMS, and I just want to kind of help you think about the program and see if it's right for you. So I'm not accustomed, just so you know, I'm not accustomed to Zoom as much as I am Google Classroom, so I'm sorry if it's a little bit glitchy, and I'm hoping to catch people as they come in while I am showing the things that I want to show, because I know people get locked out. So I'm going to be checking back occasionally just to make sure we get everybody. So sorry about that if I have to jump in and out. So what I thought would be nice is if we took a look at just the ways that we're similar to what's going on now in our schools and the ways that we might be a little different. So I'm going to share my screen, and Kara or Allie, if you could let me know if I'm sharing once I get into where I need to go. I'm going to see if this works. Okay. Okay, can you see my screen, everybody? Okay, wonderful. So the first thing I just want to show you is all the teachers in the VA are using, we're all using class Dojo, and that allows parents to really text with us. We almost text back and forth in live time whenever we can. So during the regular school day, as long as we're not in meetings, we're getting questions from parents. This actually looks like the class, but you can see this messages. I have 3 messages from parents, and I answer those whenever I can. And a little different than the regular school day, our days are a little bit longer sometimes, and we might start a little later. So it kind of helps you have more access to your teachers at different times. The next thing I wanted to share with you is Allie and I believe the other teachers, we all have our homeroom. So this might be the same that you would see with your regular teacher in the building. Is we have a homeroom, and you'll see due dates here. You can find our office hours, and you can click into like some different resources. This is my parent resource page. I'm gonna see if I can allow these people to get back in. Sorry, I have to get some more people in. See waiting room. Okay, let me just make sure I can get everybody in. All right, hopefully that worked. Let me get rid of this. Okay, so this might be the same as you would see in Canvas with your other teachers. This is mine. This is Allie's. So we both have homerooms that you can click around in them and find some of the resources you need. We also send home a note every single Friday. Your VA teachers will send home a note that tells you what's coming up for the week. It'll give you, for instance, this has our weekly meets. We usually meet once a week with our whole class, and then we're also doing office hours. So these are my office hours. And then some of us do some kind of fun things on another day where we get to just visit with the kids and do some socializing or do some kind of a fun review that we've done for the week. So our norm is 1 full week, office hours. I'm sorry, I have to keep letting people into from the waiting room. Our norm is 1 regular meet with the whole class, and then office hours, and then we meet with individuals as needed. So it's really the kids get to move at their own pace, and for that reason, we try and meet with individuals, and we also try and meet in small groups when we have office hours. Sorry if I'm trying to do a couple things at the same time, so sorry about that. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to share with you is this is what we all sent out for curriculum night, and it gave all of the parents not only just everything they might need to know about coaching and the other things that come with the program, but it also had the syllabuses for each of our classes. So for instance, this is our 5th grade syllabus, and for the 5th graders, this I believe was social studies. Let's see. This is actually math. So one of the main differences is the kids really move at their own pace. They have 3, and what I mean by that is, for instance, in the VA for 5th graders, for the math, they have 3 weeks to complete 1 module. They still have an exam at the end of each section, but they have 3 whole weeks to complete 1 module. And so if they were really loving science, they could do all of their science work first and then do their math. Or let's say they just want to get math out of the way. They could do all of their math and then work on their science little by little. So the nice thing is that they really move at their own pace within the module. I'm going to show you social studies because social studies is a little different. So for 5th grade social studies, they have 6 modules, and you can see all of the information here. You know what's coming up. You know what they're going to be doing. You'll see the activities ahead of time if you like. And then, so we have 6 modules. All of the 5th graders move at about 3 weeks per module. For 4th grade, it's a little different, and you'll be able to talk about 3rd grade, Allie, but some of the 3rd grade is very similar, where they have each module is 1 week. And that just helps the younger students, 3rd grade, it helps the younger students just not have as much in front of them. For 4th grade, the only one that is 1 week is social studies. So I'm kind of showing you the social studies. And of course, everything is aligned nationally with the core curriculum. I did want to show you what Canvas looked like. So I'm going to show you, I believe the first one was math. So this is our math unit. It's kind of like when you go into the units, this is just one activity from math, from the math module. And so when you go in, what your child would see is almost like a Harry Potter, it's almost like a Harry Potter book that has, sorry, I have to admit people as we're talking, sorry about that. It's almost like a Harry Potter book where you have videos, you have prompts for students to answer. You also have, and I can't see it on here right now, but over to the right-hand side, it also gives accommodations. So if your child is struggling with reading math, they really shouldn't have to struggle, and they would be able to turn on the reader for them. So they would have the math, they would have the directions read for them. Hold on, I'm still admitting people, sorry about that. Okay, so this is an example of one of the activities. And as you can see, you would read. The reason it's yellow is I was having it read to me a little earlier. And so anything yellow, it actually talks a little computer-like, but it's read that way. And then I just want to see if I can breeze through this a little bit with you. And I don't know if it'll load. So many of the teachers in the regular classroom are using things like Khan Academy and different things to help give students a fuller grasp of the content. And the nice thing, like I said, it's kind of like a Harry Potter book where you have the directions, but then it goes straight into a video or straight into a slideshow or an instructional activity where the kids will have that right in the text with them. The thing that I think is really nice is my daughter, when she struggles with math, I love that I could go back and look at the whole math lesson and see everything for myself. And so I can really help her because I can look at the instructions. And that's a little different because I know that as a teacher, I would have to, talk to the parents, and then I would have the kids come in. And it wasn't like I had the full lesson in front of my student. I would have to go back and reiterate. Whereas this is like reiteration at will. So you can always go back and look at the different lessons. So I just wanted to show you that there, I'm going to check the waiting room one more time just to make sure. Okay, one person is waiting. Why won't it let me? It won't allow me to let this person. I'll just try a little later. So then you can see there's prompts. Students can put in their answers. It'll tell them whether they're right or wrong. I'm trying to find an activity button. You can see that they're instructors, so they're actually will have mini instructors where they'll have a video or something for the student. So that was math. I just want to show you social studies is similar. This is just the activity books. But, and then you can see we also have discussion boards for the students. Sorry, I wasn't supposed to show that name, but you can see that in the units, the students will have different types of activities, and then they have a discussion board where they can communicate with me and also with other students, and they'll show like the science projects they're working on. I saw really cool landforms made out of all sorts of interesting things at home that I wasn't expecting. I saw a potato as part of a landform. So it's really kind of fun. We've had some nice feedback from the kids, especially about the science and social studies. And I know the parents are liking that the kids can go back over the lesson and they can go back over the math lesson with them. So that's the majority of what I was going to share. Did you want to, let me see if now this is the part I'm struggling with, so I'm so sorry if I stop sharing and it doesn't work. Okay, let's see, stop sharing. There we go. Okay, all right. I hope that gives you a little clearer view of Canvas.
Ms. Linderman, are you able, did you share?
I'm going to try. We were having some trouble getting my slides up earlier, but I'm going to try to share my screen. Hi, everyone. I'm Allie Linderman. I teach the 3rd and 4th grade section of Virtual Academy. And Andrea did a super job of explaining a lot of the details that you're probably wondering about. So I can just be a little more specific to 3rd grade. Let me try to get my, Kara, it's saying that I share my screen.
Yes, so Andrea, can you make?
Oh, sorry. How did you do that?
Upper right-hand corner, 3 dots.
Okay.
On her.
right-hand corner, 3 dots. Let me see.
Yes, thank you all for being patient. We don't usually with our students, so we're getting.
Okay, I might have to shut
all
this
of these.
chat in order. Let me see if I can open it up bigger and then see my 3 dots that you're talking about. I am so sorry about this.
I think if you click on Mrs. Linderman.
So I'm in the right-hand corner. Let's see. Do I do multiple participants can share simultaneously?
Yes, try that.
Okay. All right, see if that works for you, Allie.
Working
Here I go. All right, and I can share my screen.
Yay.
Okay.
I'm going to try to put my, if I can see my slide. Here we go. All right, so we all have our little Bitmoji craze going on right now across the district, across the world, but here I am smiling at all of you. From my theme, I decided to use a theme this year, the movie and Hollywood theme, since we're all on camera so much. Okay, so in my classroom, we do have also one live 30-minute meeting for SEL, which is social emotional learning. I also use that time for class communication. So for example, this morning we talked about office hours, and I gave them some ideas of what they could bring to office hours when we come tomorrow, and what they could get help working on. And I also did a whole lesson on stress, and we talked about what's making us stressed right now, and gave them some ideas of how to relieve the stress. And we had a great class discussion, very similar to what your kids might do in their rock bands or family circles when they're in their home buildings. Our sessions will meet at 9 o'clock for 3rd grade and 10 o'clock for 4th grade for our live meetings. But then I have been doing occasional meetings. I love the kids and I love seeing them in person. So like this Thursday, both 3rd and 4th grade are getting together. We're going to do a Kahoot together. And just to have some social time where they get to see each other, I think is so important. Since a lot of their learning is being done individually at their own pace, they still have that contact with me and with the kids. And they've really been enjoying that so far. And today we even had a hat day. So when we met this morning, everyone brought a different hat. We've been trying to make it fun and have some different themes. We're talking about having an open mic night or an open mic day next week where they can bring some jokes so we can laugh, because laughter definitely helps us through the stress, right? As far as office hours, we're still kind of solidifying how that's going to work, and I will be offering more as needed. So I put in an hour for this week, but then as kids need it, I've had phone calls, I've had live meets with kids to help with certain things. For the most part, the students are being pretty independent so far in the program, but I talk to parents constantly all day, every day. I've even answered some weekend calls. I was at my daughter's football game, and like parents are always on my phone, on my Dojo app, and I am more than happy to answer your questions at any time. 3rd grade, we have, as Andrea so nicely showed you, we have the syllabus. So in 3rd grade, we go more week to week, which is, I think, better for that grade level. It kind of keeps them on track and doesn't overwhelm them with as many activities all at once. So they will be, if you choose to join us, you'll be joining us at about week 9 or 10. And so, math is laid out for you. You as a parent get to see all of the different modules that will be coming up in math. They are the same modules or the same concepts that your kids in remote learning were learning, but they may take place at a different point in the year or in the semester. So, don't be frustrated if your kids had a little bit of multiplication starting out the year in math expressions. They're going to get more, but they were also going to get more in math expressions later on also. So like, even though they're not exactly lined up with your math expressions from your home buildings, they do cover the same concepts. So there is the math, and we've got all kinds of multiplication, division. They are reviewing double digit, triple digit addition and subtraction. And then your ELA concepts are, what basic, third graders need to learn at this time of year, your parts of speech, how to write a very good detailed paragraph. All of the lessons are embedded in our Accelerate program, and students will get a chance to, to talk to me about their work at different times, and sometimes share with each other too through the program. Science, like Andrea said, there are a lot of different really unique activities coming in at the time you will be coming in. If you choose to do Virtual Academy, we're going to be doing weather. So we'll be talking about different kinds of extreme weather. And that correlates exactly with what kids would be doing in third grade in your actual home buildings if you were going with the hybrid. So everything is pretty much aligned there, which is nice. They won't be missing anything, or, it's all there for them. And then in social studies, we're going to be doing Michigan right along with, the hybrid kids also. So, they have those lessons in there for you to look at too, and they'll have a book that they get to connect with online. So I'm not sure if Mrs. Dawn talked about specials, but I wanted to make sure that we assured you that if you do choose the VA, that on Fridays, your students would have a morning full of specials back to back from 8:30 to 11:30 with our Royal Oak teachers. So their art, gym, music, Spanish, they'll all be there, and they're taught with their grade level. So they will have other kids from their grade level in their classes, which is nice. We were excited to be able to offer that live learning to them on Friday mornings when teachers are having our professional development times. So we're usually a little less available during those times anyway to help kids. So it works out very well that those things are offered for them. We also still have contact with our home buildings. So if we do need to send materials home, which everything is done through the computer, uploading work, and that if you do choose to go with Virtual Academy, we'll give you a lot of detail about how to get your students' work to us. But we do have things occasionally that go home that need to be picked up. For example, in some of our ELA units, there might be novels or book sets that we send home that you can pick up, and every building has a different pickup time. So this information will be available to you as soon as if you join us. We'll make sure that you have everything you need so that you can pick things up at the proper time at your buildings. And basically, we just want to welcome you if you decide to come. This is new for all of us, but I think I've had great feedback so far from a lot of parents and students, and I'm really getting to know my students, and they were excited to hear that they may have more classmates joining us. So when that happens, we'll have a big celebration and a meeting for everyone to get acquainted, and welcome, and we hope you decide to join us.
Okay, thank you. Two quick things. Mrs. Kirkwood, if you could make me the host again, please.
Okay, let's see if I can do. All right. Oops, sorry about that.
If you find my name, I think it will give you that option. And then I have about 9 minutes until we need to get ready for the next grade level informational session. So I'm going to ask our teachers, stay as long as you're able to. So if you need to leave, stay and answer. We have couple questions that just came to me in the chat. We'll answer questions for the next few minutes as long as we're able. I put the document in the chat several times for unanswered questions, even if you want to start filling that out. So one question that just came to me is, how do they learn the concepts? Is it watching videos, clicking on links? Are there embedded teachers recording lessons on how to do the math concepts? If one of you want to address that, please.
Sure. So like I said, it's embedded in the actual activities, and you can go back, the students can go back anytime they want to look at videos, to try the activity again. That's all embedded. Then they have us. So like we said, we have office hours, and even though our whole group meeting is usually a social emotional lesson, we do have, you know, the parents contact me. The kids can contact us through Canvas. I send pictures through Canvas of how to rework a problem. I've met with students. I've met with parents. We talk on the phone. There's all sorts of ways to get in contact with us to make sure that your students are working through the activities and understand them.
Okay, but can I ask a question? So like if you're teaching a math concept, like about fractions, you say it's embedded in there, but like what's embedded? Is it like a teacher teaching it? Is it just like pictures of how are, I would like,
yeah, maybe you missed the first part. I kind of showed a so each activity has the entire lesson. So it has, first it introduces you to the concept. It gives prompts so the students can you know, check their answers. It usually shows a video similar to Khan Academy, so it walks the students through the problem. Then it gives examples, and they try the activities. Then they get feedback from us on if there's anything they're missing, and then they would take a quiz. So the nice thing is the quizzes are pretty quick, so it's not like you have to wait a long time or till the end to take the exam. Usually has involved already 4 different quizzes where your child will know how they're doing. And especially when the students are new and there's a lot of tech going on, you know, we do allow them to take, I mean, if a parent asks, I usually allow them to take the quiz over, not so much the exams, unless it's a tech issue. But like I said, it's all embedded in each lesson. Each lesson is similar in that it almost always gives a prompt for the students to try and answer the question on their own. It tells them whether they're right or wrong. They receive a video that walks them through the activity, and then it usually will give a slideshow of reminders. And then they have an activity to do on their own, and then the teacher would give feedback. Then they would take a quiz, and then the quizzes lead up to an exam.
okay, thanks for clarifying.
Yeah.
How about students with IEPs? If anyone can speak, either of you have it, you can speak to how that is.
I know that we are working very closely with all of the teams at each building. So, you know, we are in constant contact with those teachers that have given, you know, individual attention in the past. You know, we're sitting in on IEP meetings, and we are able to monitor the progress that the students are making. So if someone is struggling and parents reach out, we can, along with the other team members from the building, we can come up with some ideas on how to differentiate for our individual students. And you know, on the other aspect too, we can differentiate for kids who are moving through the curriculum at a little bit of a faster pace, also by adding different programs or making suggestions for, you know, altering the curriculum a little bit just to make it a little more challenging. So we are as teachers that we're trained to automatically differentiate for our kids. That's why, you know, we have had all this testing. We now know where our baseline is, so we can look at that and look at the work that we're giving them and make sure that we're adjusting that appropriately.
And the other thing is the activities, and I have to check again from the student perspective. I know I was able to get in and use the reader, so that the lower owl has been using that for a while, but it looks like those accommodations are built in, and I will be checking on that just to check for our 4th and 5th graders and 3rd.
And there are also, I did help a parent of a child with an IEP. I did help them find a Google Chrome extension too that helps with a little bit of that reading to make that child a little more independent, so that parent, you know, was able to work and have their student be successful on their own.
The other nice thing is we have had some parents that have, you know, gone on to a cottage or wherever they're at, and because we have fewer live meets and so much is embedded, they don't feel like they're getting behind if they have a family activity, or we find that some of our families do have different needs where they just can't be at all the live meets.
And I have some kids for daycare reasons who are in a daycare situation or with a grandparent or a babysitter, and their parents feel more comfortable working with their child at night. So I have kids who work better at night. So they're working, after dinner, a couple of hours, and on weekends, and I'm still available, for questions, for help. But they do join our class meets live each week to be a part of that, that social part of our program too.
Can you speak to your students with IEPs? Do they still meet with their resource teacher? And is
Yes.
it virtual?
Yeah, they do.
Yes, they do.
And so any like in-person requests for testing or things with IEP students that they're not allowed to come in. Is that correct? Do you know? I believe that's
I'm not sure what you mean.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to clarify.
The students don't usually go into school if you've chosen the VA. I don't know if that's a by necessity or if it's just because the parents don't want to go in, but normally they don't. They're in the VA because they don't want to be in school.
Yes. So here's a couple. These are pretty quick that we could answer. If they join 2 months later, would they be required to go back and complete all of the previous work? Absolutely not. On November 9th, if you joined, they will be at a fresh starting point for a new marking period and a brand new module, and you will just start from there and continue on. There's a lot of really great, it warms my heart to see people are very much thinking about teachers and how will your workload increase, will staff be added, what will be the ratio. Right now, so if you were with us yesterday, each teacher has an average of 40 students, and that's 2 different grade levels. That is one of the reasons they have asked for the deadline of this Friday, so that they can make staffing decisions based on that. As of right this moment, there's not an answer to that because it's just based on numbers. Do students with 504 still meet with their same social worker?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
really?
They
Okay.
do. Yes, they do. They all of the ancillary staff from their home building they're still involved, and we as VA teachers are working with them to make sure that all VA kids are successful with whatever they need. So yes, they still have those people to as a resource.
And to my knowledge, I don't know if there is a cap, so I don't know what that number would be. I don't know if one exists. Oh, I had not heard that. Someone's PTA thought the deadline was moved. I think the message that the PTA or our board members shared at their designated PTA buildings last night was Friday. If you're 100% sure and it would be great to enroll them by Friday. If you need an extra couple days or two into early next week, that's understandable. That was the message that I was told. Oh, and someone just said they were told they had until October 23rd. I don't know what building that was. I have not heard that. I've talked with Mrs. Shannon today and have not heard that. Oh, okay. People are saying that, so that's good. Yesterday, as you recall, looking at my phone, I wanted to give you live updates. So that's wonderful. If you have had that communication, I will very much try to clarify that. Yes, so if a child chooses VA, they will still have a spot on the roster of their remote teacher. So if you came to VA in the winter or the spring, we went back hybrid or some version of, or you went back remote, your child would still have a spot with that teacher at your home building like they do right now.
I also want to say for fifth grade parents, we've already discussed this, and students, you know, it is really up to you what your children participate in the end of the year. For if you're with us at the end of the year and you've stuck with the VA all year, then your child will still be able to participate in all of the end of the year fifth grade, you know, things that are happening for your school.
We are hoping that that many of you will consider keeping your children in the VA, but you know, like Kara said, there is an option for you to go back to your home buildings. If you do stay though, and I've told my students this, you still have access to home building activities. So let's say the COVID thing gets better and we're in phase 5 and things open up. If there are activities at school through PTA or, you know, other building book fairs, you know, even field days, those things your students would still be allowed to participate in. So, you know, that's something we will be working closely with buildings to make sure that as things open up and we feel more comfortable being more social, even if you choose to keep your child in VA, you will have some opportunities to be a part of your building.
Okay, 2 quick things, and then I'm going to have to shut us down so I can go to the next one. There was a question in the chat about DK and K. That is the next meeting, which is 2:45. That one's via Google Meet. And they could answer that curriculum specific question there. One other quick one, oh, is VA continued for second semester? They always mention the January 28th end. I have not gotten an answer to that yet, but what I've been told all along is if there's enough interest in enrollment, that will continue.
I just so you know, Kara, I've had some VA families saying that they want to go all the way through the year, and they're wondering when they would be able to let us know that, or when
Okay.
that window is.
Yes, so if you could put that in the unanswered questions box. I'm writing it down. So I'm writing it down and I will add it if it's not added in there. Someone asked for the link to the next meeting. Let me go grab that really quickly and share that with you. So some of these questions were in a document that were asked yesterday at the overview. So I compiled all of your questions. I sorted them by category. And Mrs. Shannon is working on those answers today. And I said we will post what we have by the end of the day tomorrow. Let me go grab that other link. But thank you to Mrs. Linderman and Ms. Kirkwood, that I know we're taking you right up to your next session, but thank you for your extra time and your patience with Zoom that you're not as familiar with.
Thank you very much,
Yeah.
Kara. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's good to
Thanks,
see
Ellen,
everyone.
Okay.
Yeah,
go
we just
ahead,
want to thank everybody
find
for
the next meeting link.
thanks everybody for coming.
Yes,
Excuse me, where is the link for DK and kindergarten?
That's what I'm finding right now. I'm going to put it in the chat. One moment.
Okay.
Bye,
Can I
Kara.
stay on this for that?
I'm sorry.
Can I stay on this for that? Because I tried to
Yep.
get
Anyone
on
can
Google.
stay while I find it. I had it up, and of course it's, so I know right where it is. So.
Okay.
I just posted it in the chat.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh my goodness.
I can still stay on this for the meeting, right?
Oh, so this next meeting is in a Google Meet, which the link was just put in the chat.
I don't have a Google account that I can get through. How can I?
I don't know that it requires you to have a Google account.
They do. The stuff when I've chatted and done stuff, it does, unless I call in.
Oh, okay. Let me find the number.
I think, okay.
There is a phone. Don't know if that part was put in the chat as well.
I think it was, but
Let me see. It looks like just the link. Let me see if that will.
Here I can find.
Oh, whoops. Oh, they're not showing it.
I can go back into Northwood Notes and see.
The phone number?
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna log off then.
Okay, I'm sorry about that hiccup.
Okay,
But it will take us a minute to get settled in there.
okay. Thanks.
Okay, see you there.
Mom, can you
Thank
make
you, everyone.
the word stop?
I can't get on either, so